I don't know. To the anonymous sender who won't respond to my replies in text, uh, I'd like to know when this was said and what context. I know the voice. We all know the voice. But what context? What was said up to a minute before? You show about a minute after, or you sent me the audio file. JS, if you're watching, put in the comments below. What the hell does this mean?
By ensuring that any journalist or the pro-Israel. So here's where it gets interesting. Here's where you get your fucking Finkel, and all these other little grifters that'll do fucking anything for a buck.
Finkel, Stinkle, grifter, do anything for a buck. I'm not getting the context. Well, not just GS. He has me hidden so he can't see what I say. So he doesn't know that I have a video coming up asking this question. But maybe a subpar gaming. Maybe if I put this on the Dunking channel, I'll put this on all three of my channels. See if someone can answer it. Put in the comments below what is the context and what does he mean. Let me play that again. That's the first 14 seconds. What is this? This is a 1 minute clip. All right.
This guy ensuring that any journalist or the pro-Israel. So here's where it gets interesting. Here's where you get your fucking Finkel, and all these other little grifters that'll do.
Finkel, Stinkle, and all these little grifters. Well, okay, just a few seconds before. Let's listen again.
This guy ensuring that any journalist or the pro-Israel. So here's where it gets interesting.
Journalists, pro-Israel. And then he goes off about Finkel, Stinkle, and other little grifters.
Interesting. Here's where you get your fucking Finkel, and all these other little grifters that'll do fucking.
Okay,
anything for a buck.
Do anything for a buck. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming that he's possibly alleging that since I go around with a camera and I do videos on it, that I'm a frauditor? Am I a frauditor? Am I grifting? Maybe this isn't what he means, but wasn't long after I ran into a YouTuber called Fraudit Wrangler, who's in prison right now, for murdering. Well, no, he's not in prison for the murder, but he is in prison because he's not a good guy. But Fraudit Wrangler. The term fraudit is a combination of the words fraud and auditor. And what they're implying is if I go out there with a camera and people get upset at me being out there with a camera, that I'm committing fraud and I'm lying, I'm doing it for money, and that I'm calling myself an auditor. Well, he didn't say frauditor, he said grifter. So it sounds like he's implying that me and people of my ilk are doing things for a buck here and there. So I ask you, if you meant something else, or if you think he meant something else, explain to me in the comments what was that something else. But if he means that I do things for a buck here, a buck there, if I'm grifting on YouTube or any social media, when ever have you seen me ask or imply that I wanted anybody else outside of me and my employer give me money? Give me anything of value. My YouTube hobby is one of expense. It's not one of profit. It's not one even where I make a little money to help offset the expenses. Never, ever, ever has anybody who knows me solely on YouTube has ever seen me ask for money. Yes, I have asked for help more than a decade ago, but not since anyone who met me on YouTube or any social media. I'm sorry. A grifter. What is a grifter? A grifter is, how does a grifter apply to me? Let's listen to the whole minute.
This guy ensuring that any journalist or the pro-Israel. So here's where it gets interesting. Here's where you get your fucking Finkel, and all these little grifters that'll do fucking anything for a buck.
Do anything for a buck. He's talking about some kind of journalism, some kind of Israeli journalism. And people like me will do anything for a buck. I work from 11 p.m. till 9:30 a.m. I do that for a few bucks. I'm not monetized. I don't get super chats. I don't get AdSense. I don't ask anybody for money. If you followed me on YouTube in the last couple of years, you've seen me throw away a shit ton of money. In fact, the guy who called me a grift, or say people like me are grifters, he's accused me of having nefarious purposes for super chatting people a lot of money. There's a lady out in the Midwest, Hot Mess Summer. She runs a charity. I did a shopping spree where I'm spending money on her charity. I did a contest where I think the winner of the contest was the same person. I sent them money. I super chat people. So anything you can connect me to with social media, I'm giving money. Even when I'm out there with camera, and in the DC area, we have a lot of people who are either homeless or pretending to be homeless. Hey man, you got $1? Hey man, can you spare some change? You see me giving money out to them. So I will say I got some hemorrhoids over this. I got some butt hurt. I'm going to get some Preparation H butt hurt cream. I am hurt that someone would allege that I'm a grifter when anything that they know anything about me, I'm spending money, not receiving it. But let's see where this is going.
Couldn't go toward the steps. Well, I suspect that he's a paid protester. Here he is walking.
Oh, okay, he's covering some kind of protest. Oh, he thinks if we go to a protest, we're being paid for it. Is that it, Todd? Do you think people go to protests get paid for it? How much money are you out for cowarding out of the January 6th protest that you had planned to go to? How much were you going to get paid for it? I'm going to bet zero, because I'm sorry, the last people I'm aware of being paid to demonstrate were the crowd at the bottom of the escalator when Donald Trump announced his presidency. All right. Maybe he thinks I'm at a protest and getting paid for it. Also, the protests I go to, I spend money on. I don't receive money, but okay.
Towards the protest without the... All right, you want to read this one, right?
Yeah. Rats to the moon. Question: how does Bill Clinton get to offer another country's property?
Yeah, it's a good question, but I think it was just brokering some kind of a deal, I guess. I don't know, man.
Did Bill Clinton give another country property? Really? If you see this, if you hear this, if you know the context, I need to know the context. Well, I don't need to. It's a little drama queen of me. I get it. I would like to know the context. What the fuck is he saying? Does anybody have a longer clip for a few minutes before to a few minutes after of Finkel Stinkel and other grifters, some kind of protest?
It's like Crimea, though, right? The whole Crimea thing, too. Crimea. That's a great question.
Crimea, not Crimea. Crimea. Something tells me nothing about it. And Bill Clinton giving away property from another country. Not getting it. I think Jimmy Carter. Are you confusing Democrat presidents? Jimmy Carter did something with the Panama Canal. Clinton. What did Clinton do with other countries' properties? He's talking about Israel. He's talking about Palestine. Oh, okay. I'd have to Google it. I believe in one of the many attempts for peace in the Middle East, maybe Clinton, maybe Carter, tried to broker peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis. And if I remember correctly, Israel actually has been getting bigger since the UN chalked out a little piece of land on the eastern end of the Mediterranean, and but not all of it. And they've been growing a little bit ever since. So I don't know what Bill Clinton gave anybody.
Question, rats. That's a really good question. I mean, it's just there's a hegemony, right? There's some power that comes from being allegedly the biggest superpower on the face of the planet. We can't seem to protect our own borders, though.
Because they are.
Well, the biggest superpower on the planet. Yeah, we were not anymore because of your guy, VGS, Donald Jackwagon Trump. Yeah. Now, if you see this, let me know in the comments. I'm recording. I will post it as a live, and I'm gonna go to work tomorrow morning. I'll take a peek and see if anyone can tell me more about the context. How am I a grifter? He didn't say frauditor. I have other people in the Kaiser circles call me a frauditor, but where are you assuming I'm getting money for anything I've done in the last 10 years besides tax returns and paychecks and dividends? Okay. But I haven't asked any social media person for money. Yeah, I'd love to see the comments. I'll post it as a live. So when the chat propagates, I'll check that, and I'll check the comments. I'm going to post it at all three of my channels, and we'll see. I am confused. I am a little bit hurt. I am not a grifter. Cheerio.